Okay, 6.3, page 2. Again, FOIL always works, even if the directions say to multiply using the rules for the square of a binomial. Totally fine if you are feeling really confident about your FOILing and distribution and all that, and you want to start planting the seed and get really ready for factoring, then do focus on this as the square of a binomial, okay? The rules, all that is fancy talk for a shortcut pattern that we've noticed that will happen over and over and over again. In this case, the rule that we've noticed, the shortcut, is that if you have a plus b and the whole thing is squared, in other words, you are FOILing or multiplying or double distributing the exact two of the same things, not 1 plus 1 minus like we did before. That's going to be your sum of difference of squares. But in this case, the exact same two factors are being multiplied. A plus b times a plus b. Exactly the same. Then what you could memorize, choose to memorize, is what the square of a binomial is, meaning it's binomial two pieces that are being squared together, square of a binomial. And that formula is, it's always first times first, a squared, plus the outside, plus the inside, ab times ab, ab plus another ab, plus last times last, which is always b squared. And then when you combine like terms, you get a squared plus 2 of ab plus b squared. So the rule here is that you're going to square the first piece, square this, you're going to square the last piece, or the second piece, and then you're going to double the product of the two of them. Okay. And again, we're just prepping our brain for factoring, which is coming up very soon in Chapter 7. So on page 365, number 48, we're looking at 5x plus 2 quantities squared. Now, remember what section we're in. We just talked about the shortcut rule for multiplying the square of a binomial. We did not say that the shortcut was just to distribute that exponent. We distribute exponents only if it's all multiplication. It's not. By definition, this is 5x plus 2 times itself, 5x plus 2. Okay, that's what that equals. And now we can choose to go ahead and FOIL, because FOIL always works. Or you can apply the rule. This is a binomial, two terms being squared. You can take the first term and square it. You can, which is 5x, and that would become 5x squared, which is 25x squared. You can take the last term and square it, and then you can multiply and double the first and last piece together, and then you have your formula. Now for me, this is not one that I choose to really memorize, because I can get there just as fast, if not faster, with the FOILing method. And in terms of factoring, I find it easier just to go ahead and do the factoring steps. But again, your choice here. This would be equal to first times first is going to be 25x squared. Outside times outside is going to be a plus 10x. Inside times inside is another plus 10x. Last times last is a plus 4. Combining like terms, and I get 25x squared plus 20x plus 4. And the rule said that this would be my first term squared, this would be my last term squared, and this would be the double of the product. Okay, but we got there using FOIL, so either way is completely fine by me. Let's watch another one, number 60 here on page 365. 2y minus 1/2, the whole thing squared. Again, until you get really, really good at this and you're no longer tempted to distribute that exponent of 2, because it is not what we do. It has to be all multiplication inside here, before that 2 gets distributed. So this is literally, by definition, 2y minus 1/2 times itself again, times 2y minus 1/2. Okay. First, outside, inside, last, 2y times 2y is going to be a 4y squared, which is really my first term squared. Those will work together. Outside, inside, outside is 2y times negative 1/2, which is going to be a negative y. Inside, excuse me, negative 1/2 times 2y, that's also going to be a negative y. So you're going to get a negative y plus another negative y. That's a negative 2y, which is double what you would multiply, which is exactly what we did. And then the second piece, squared, 2y minus 1/2. So minus 1/2 times a minus 1/2 is going to be a positive 1/4. Okay? And again, the factoring, the way we go backwards from this, the way we see this and get to the factoring, is realizing that factoring is undoing the multiplication. And let's see, give yourself a chance to get caught up on the notes. And we'll come back for the try problem.